discipline isn't the problem for CEOs, execs, C-suite members, guys who run extremely, busy lifestyles, family guys that have a lot of responsibility and things going on. So the entire fitness industry, right, will tell you that, you need to be more disciplined, you need to try harder. But that couldn't be further from the truth if you're trying to develop, an amazing physique and have the health to back it up so you can really perform at a much higher level in your job, in your career, or maybe, you own a business and you are a founder. They're all the same, high income men. I kind of put them all into one category, one bracket, because I've worked with thousands of these guys before in their 40s and 50s, men who are just earning a lot of money and they're just being crushed by time, family responsibilities, and just trying to be present for everyone all at once while trying to get into shape. Because the reality is, bro, the more in shape you are in, it's going to directly translate to bottom line. Like if you're in a meeting and your brain is fogged up and you're zoning off and you're not able to concentrate on the task at hand, you're going to have a really difficult time making more money and just being present and enjoying your job. At whatever company it is that you work for. Maybe maybe you're the founders and you're trying to get in your deep work. It's 9 a.m. and you just can't focus and you can't pinpoint the reason why. And I would argue the reason is because you're out of shape. You're out of shape, and eating clean is different from eating correct. I tell this to my clients all the time that come to me to work with us inside the American Stallion community. Is like, well, I'm eating clean. I feel like I'm doing everything right. Okay, you're eating clean, but eating like you're not eating fast food, but eating clean and eating correct are two different things. Like, do you know your protein? Do you know your carbohydrates? Do you know your fat intake? Do you know how to time carbohydrates around training? Do you know how to taper carbohydrates off leading into dinner or leading into nighttime so you can prepare yourself for deep and REM? Because the body needs at minimum 90 minutes of REM and 90 minutes of deep sleep just to be recovered for the next day, so you feel sharp and alert. So there are a lot more things going on that you just probably don't maybe have a true understanding of, and that's completely fine. But going back to my original statement, you don't need more discipline and willpower. You're already likely disciplined enough. You just don't quite know how to fit all this in your schedule, and you just need like a guide, a blueprint, and the right structure and SOPs. I like to call them SOPs, standing operating procedures, so that this stuff becomes automatic and simple and fast. Because the reality is, we don't want to be spending hours in the kitchen meal prepping and trying all these BS recipes that some fitness coach gave you that it takes forever to cook. Fuck that. We don't want to be in this kitchen. This is for the wives and the women. And I'm not obviously biased toward any gender, but let the women stay in the kitchen. You focus on bringing in revenue and doing the things that you're good at. And that honestly is going to be the greatest dynamic for you and your household and your family. So getting back to what I was saying, you likely don't need more discipline. You just need a structure that works for you, a system that works for you, something that you just can pick up, boom, 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 done. You're getting ripped, you're losing body fat, you're performing at a much higher level. People are starting to notice. People are wondering, hey, Dave, how'd you get that jawline? Thanks, Steve. Yeah. People are just looking at the bicep vein that's creeping out when you're on the fucking golf course maybe, and you got your nice polo on, and that's where you want to be, bro. But you're never going to be at that level by following the industry bullshit. And I say bullshit because most of these coaches and brands and organizations that are teaching you how to get very lean, put on more muscle, fit a nutrition program into your busy lifestyle as an entrepreneur or CEO or C-suite member. None of these guys live that life. None of them actually understand what a high stress, high responsibility, demanding lifestyle actually feels like. Because a lot of these guys that are selling these courses and shit, they're just broken, average bodybuilders. They're just injecting TRT and drugs and peptides and PEDs into their ass or wherever it goes. I don't know. I've never done any of it. So my point is don't listen to what they're saying, because if you continue to listen to what they're saying and buy into their BS, they don't live your reality. Your reality is, flights, deadlines, constant stress, constant pressure, family responsibilities, family obligations. Fitness is not designed to be like your secondary job. And if you follow their programming and you follow their programs and their structure and their meal plan, you're going to end up turning fitness into a second job. And then in turn, or the byproduct of that is guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to stick to it. And if you don't stick to it, you fall off and you just end up back at square one because you just think, well, it's just not for me. I tried this guy's program. This guy's ripped. He's jacked. I guess I just can't do it. It's just not for me. Shucks. And then you just go back to your average, mediocre existence or life. So don't do that. Don't follow, to reiterate or recap, don't follow these guys that are, pushing all this stuff down your throat that don't live your reality. And like I said, that can go down, two different real funnels or spirals. Like there's half the industry saying you need to try more, you need more discipline, which, you do need to try. It's not easy, and then half is just these average guys that are just juiced up on steroids and PEDs, and they just don't know what they're doing because they've never actually had to balance a career, balance a job, balance a lifestyle, and as a natural, and get ripped all at once. So stop following these organizations, these influencers, these coaches that just don't live your reality. And the moment you start to do that, it's like a horse, right? The horse has the blinders. The blinders are going to come off, and you're going to be like, oh, this is what that crazy Steven American Stallion guy was saying. Oh, I don't need to be in the gym for 2 hours. Oh, I don't need to follow this ridiculous chicken and broccoli restrictive diet. Oh, I don't need to do another 75 hard. Oh, I don't need to take TRT and hormones and peptides and all this stuff. Oh, and that's when it's going to become automatic and it's going to become fun and enjoyable for life. Because the best fitness protocol or the best fitness regimen is the one that is sustainable for you. If it's not sustainable for you, how do you expect, because we know fitness takes a bit of time, how do you expect to get anywhere if it's just not sustainable? You're just not. And I just got off a client coaching call. I had 4 today. And, the last one, it was a new client. He was with us for 12 months. About a year ago, he came back last week because he's like, bro, I started to fall off because I started to get soft again. And I started to believe that everything you taught me about being ripped, being strong, being present, having physical authority, physical capability didn't matter because he was surrounded by these other guys at his job. He's an executive. I'm not going to say where because you'll know, potentially who it is. But he works at this firm, this massive company down in Miami. And he started to say, he's like, bro, well, Dave is out of shape. Tony's out of shape. Now, these guys are crushing it in business. They're making a lot of money. But physically, they just completely let their bodies rot. And because of that, it's starting to intoxicate his mindset. And that's why he came back into the program, is because if you are not surrounded by a group of men, a group of killers who are aligned in morals, values, trying to constantly elevate each other, push each other, make each other better, you're just never going to get anywhere either. So it's important that you understand, number one, stop following all these coaches, nutritionists, guys that are on TRT and Anabor and everything else that they look great. Like if it worked for them, negative. They're not natural and they don't live your lifestyle and your reality. A lot of these guys are just duds, bro, and they just work out all day long. And you know, it's not gonna work for you because you don't live that lifestyle. Number two, don't listen to the community where it says you need more discipline, you need to grind yourself harder and do more Stairmaster. Those guys are idiots too. Don't listen to them. You're already working hard enough. You just need the right structure or the right plan, customized and tailored to you. And then lastly, number three, God, what was it? I just had it at the tip of my tongue. What was it? We were just talking about it. I can't remember. Guys, I don't script any of these YouTubes. That's the other thing. A lot of the content you're watching, a lot of the guys that you're listening to, they script all this stuff. And you can see them. If you see their eyes like this, it's all fake. It's all scripted. So as you can see, I don't script any of my videos. And I do that intentionally because if someone is scripting a video, what does that tell you? That they don't know what they're talking about? The topic. If someone has to script the video, that means they don't know what they're fucking saying. They don't know what they're talking about. If it can't come genuinely from your heart and your brain, you don't know what you're saying. You should be so confident as a coach that you could teach a lecture or a course on your specific niche or topic of expertise to thousands of people in a stadium and not even blink an eye. You know, they can't even talk to their phone without a script or a camera. So don't listen to these people. You don't need more discipline. You don't need to follow these average guys that are just blasting drugs. And I still can't remember the third thing I was going to say. It was important, but the video is coming to an end. I don't want to drag it out for too long. So if you have any more questions, I can't remember what it is. Check me out on Instagram at American Stallion. I try to post there every single day on similar topics to this. I also, on Instagram, I just like to kind of document my life a little bit more. I would say more of the educational content is on my YouTube, my LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a great one to find me, and our website. So I linked them all down below or somewhere on this YouTube page. You'll see them. But that's all I have for today. Discipline isn't the problem for high-earning men, guys that are in C-suites, exec CEOs. It's just likely they're following the wrong system, the wrong plan, and they just have a hard time of, understanding, actually who to follow and what to stick to because of all the BS nonsense that is out here in the industry. So with that, guys, I'm going to sign off. Let's have a great week. God bless you. God bless America. God bless you all.